And if you think the Anthrax letters right after the 9/11 attacks is simply your instant inside job proof of no foreign involvement, you might want to also reconsider when it's a fact that it was also reported that anthrax was missing from the same U.S. Army Medical Research Institute laboratory in Fort Detrick, Maryland, right around the same time of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. And not only was there controversy going on there 2 years before in 1991, where Dr. Ayad Assad, an Egyptian, had filed a formal complaint against co-workers including Dr. Philip Zak and Marion Rippey for racial harassment, in which subsequently led them leaving U.S. Amarid in 1992, Assad stayed on until March of 1997, which then budget cuts led to Assad to being laid off, for which then he sued the U.S. Army for age and ethnic discrimination. After 9/11 in October of 2001, the FBI called Assad in for questioning. It was also revealed that the FBI had received an anonymous letter, postmarked September 21, 2001, in which an alleged co-worker warned that Assad might be planning a biological attack. The letter was unsigned and computer-typed. It stated, in part, that Dr. Assad is a potential biological terrorist. I have worked with Dr. Assad, and I heard him say that he has a vendetta against the U.S. government. Although in his defense, it was concluded that the letter was written by a female in which Marion Rippey was suspected to have written it, the FBI cleared Assad of these allegations and determined they were unfounded. But when it came to implicating Bruce Ivins for the anthrax attacks years later, Assad also said in an interview to the Washington Post in 2008 that not only did he know Ivins, but made the accusation that Bruce Ivins was a victim of a vicious plot. And lastly, if you think Building 7 is the smoking gun proof of a government conspiracy or inside job, you might want to reconsider, since a smoking gun also needs a dead body, which there is none when it comes to World Trade Center 7 at 5:20 p.m., despite all the Building 7 occupants, which included the New York FBI offices that had relocated there in recent years, before its location at the Federal Building where it was targeted in the 1993 New York landmark plot. Access to World Trade Center 7 would have been much more complicated given the limited occupants versus the enormous multinational occupants inside the Twin Towers. And despite also that Building 7 wasn't a symbolic structure riddled with foreboding predictions of being targeted as the Twin Towers after 1993, or that even other neighboring structures around Building 7 were still taller than it, and that since September 11th, there has been examples of prolonged building fires where the entire structure collapses, like the Plascow building in Iran in 2017, where also molten metal was discovered, and the following year with the abandoned St. Paul building fire in Brazil. Not that those prolonged examples are an apples-to-apples comparison to the short time interval with the Twin Towers, given the circumstances of forewarnings hours ahead that afternoon added with the surrounding perimeter and streets closed off earlier, in the certainty that Building 7 was going to come down, which is a circumstance not disputed by the 9/11 Truth movement and architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth. For those still in denial, attached in all certainty that 9/11 is an inside job, a shadow government and or property management conspiracy because of the quick captivating ending results of World Trade Center 7, then it is highly recommended viewers get a second diagnosis from YouTuber Edward Current and watch his 18-minute short film from 2021, Building 7 Explained, Comprehensive Final Edition, for a clearer explanation than what NIST, Popular Mechanics, or any of the other official story defenders have poorly articulated.